I'm Steve Strand and I'm a Professor of Education here at the University of Warwick. And I've worked with quantitative data for many years. I did my PhD 25 years ago. The things that stay with you are not so much the content area, they're the methods. And quantitative methods is something I've been actively engaged in both in work outside the university, in local authorities, and also in an academic sense. So I was keen to come to this project in order to having sort of taught methods for a number of years, to try and create a resource that would really be more accessible and take advantage of the multimedia environment to actually create a really good learning tool. And together with Dr. Stuart Cadwallader, who's the research fellow on the project, and Professor David Furr from the Statistics Department here, I think that's what we've created. You'll be the judges of that, but I think what we've got here is a good learning tool to learn about regression methods in educational and social research.
My name's Stuart Cadwallader and I'm the research fellow who worked on the project to produce this website. I got really excited about it. I got involved in it just directly after I finished my PhD, and I guess quantitative research methods was something I always really struggled with. So the idea of being involved in producing this resource which would somehow help people like me was something that I was really excited about. And I think in a way being involved sort of as a student in a way with that kind of mentality sort of hopefully helped the project quite a lot and helped us to understand the perspective that people that are using the site will be coming at it from.
It's not for students with a strong background in quantitative methods, economic students or some people who may be well versed in that. It is for social science students who are interested in learning a bit more about quantitative methods. That may be undergraduate students or master's level or PhD students. It may be early career researchers. It may be even quite senior and experienced researchers in other methodologies who actually just want to learn a bit more about quantitative methods. So hopefully it's got a wide audience and will be useful to a wide range of people. Well, there are a lot of resources out there in terms of textbooks, many of which are excellent, and we reference them in detail. I'll give an exhaustive list on the site. But what we wanted to do with the web resource we're producing is do something that could take advantage of the multimedia aspects. So I guess there's three things that are really distinctive about the site. One is we use a real data set throughout. So we've drawn data from the longitudinal study of young people in England, which has tracked a large sample of students from age 14 to age 16, and we use that for all our worked examples and our exercises and the explanations in the text. And that's really useful, I think, because a real data set lets you see what data looks like when you get to it in all its glory, and sometimes in problems as well. So you get experience with the real problems you get with data, and also because it is a genuine real data set, it lets you ask questions which are actually quite important. Issues about differential achievement by different groups of pupil, maybe by social class or ethnicity or gender. So it lets you actually also ask questions which are important and real in the real world. The second thing I think is very distinctive is we use the statistical package for the social sciences, SPSS, throughout to show you how you can implement these analyses. So you're learning why you would do them, how to do them as well at the same time. So basically you're able to implement everything through SPSS, so you can put all you learn into practice. And the third important thing, I think, is we've taken advantage of all the multimedia aspects to try and make a much more engaging learning site. So we have used video demonstrations, we've used online glossaries, we've used interactive quizzes, and all those kind of value-add features to hopefully make it a more engaging experience.
So you've got things like the interactive glossary where you can click on any word that's highlighted in blue and you'll get a definition pop up. Because one of the things I found really hard when I was first trying to get to grips with a lot of this stuff was actually remembering what all the different phrases mean, like, you know, remembering what something like standard deviation, what does that mean? And rather than having to sort of, you know, go back through the book and try and work out exactly, reread that bit of the textbook, being able to have just sort of a pop-up really appealed to me. So you just click on it, pops up, oh yeah, I can remember what that is now, and you move on. And also the fact that you can use the quizzes in an interactive way, so you can, you know, move answers into certain boxes and that type of thing is quite a helpful way of helping you just to engage with the material. That it's real world data, I think, is really key and distinctive about it, because a lot of these textbooks have very, very good examples of a particular technique, but because they're not using real data, because they've sort of created this maybe slightly sterile data set, a lot of the problems you face when actually doing your own research doesn't come up. And so we've had to incorporate those problems actually into the text of the website, and I think that gives it quite a distinctive feel. It feels more like, I hope that it feels more like you're engaging with your own research problems, and that hopefully that feeling will translate to when you actually hopefully go on to apply regression methods in your own research.
I think I'm most proud of the module on ordinal regression, because I've used that method before, but I came at it when I wrote the module in a much more in-depth way, and I think I found out a lot about that method. It's a sad old me, isn't it? I found a lot about that method which I actually enjoyed finding out about, and I enjoyed learning in the creation of that module. So probably that's the one that sticks out in my mind. But I think I'm proud of all of it, and it's obviously been an input from all three of us on the team. I think it all adds something, and the feedback we've had is very positive, and I will let users make up their own minds on it, but I think it's a very useful site, and that's the feedback we've had.
I'm quite proud personally of the videos, because I think they really go some way to help showing you how you work through the material, to actually, so you can actually visualise what you're doing. Because when you're reading about using a program like SPSS in a textbook or on a website, it's quite hard to actually see sort of the flow, I guess, of the flow of the process, and sort of being able to talk through the process with the users is something that really appealed to me. And I hope they work quite well, because you can pause, you can rewind, it's not like you're sitting in a lecture and sometimes your concentration might wander for like a split second and you're behind and you've missed a crucial step. You can always just rewind the videos.
Yeah, I think the most important thing is to recognise that learning is effortful. If you think you're going to come to the site and have a quick whiz through, and in half an hour you'll be skilled up to do all sorts of various regression analysis, I think you're going to be disappointed. Coming to anything new requires effort, and sometimes, particularly with quantitative methods, there's a degree of challenge which people find very extreme. So I think just to recognise that this is not, there is no quick fix. You're going to have to put in the effort and you're going to have to put in the time, but I do think you'll be rewarded. So my tip, I suppose, would be to think of this as an extended learning experience, which you can do at your own pace and in your own time, rather than something you're going to sort out in a matter of hours.
Yeah, I just think it's very important to be patient with yourself, and to really put some time aside to learn this stuff, because it is complicated. You have to almost learn another language. You're also learning how to use SPSS if you're new to that, and some quite complicated theoretical things, particularly as we get further down the rabbit hole, so to speak. You start getting into things like logistic and ordinal regression, and I found that personally very, very challenging to work on, and then to sort of break down in a way that makes sense when you explain it to someone else. It is challenging material. I mean, I wouldn't claim to be an expert on any of it yet, but I think going through the process, this has really helped me, and I hope that translates when you're actually reading through the modules.